إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. يا معشر المسلمين، إن مما يفسد الأعمال الصالحة التي يتقرب بها إلى ربه تبارك وتعالى داء خطير ومرض فتاك من أمراض القلوب والعياذ بالله، يتسلل تسللا لا سيما في قلوب الجاهلين الذين لم يفقهوا في دين الله، ألا وهي داء الرياء. Brothers and sisters in Islam, the topic of our khutbah for today is pandemic heart disease that crawl into the heart of the masses of the Muslim community. And this pandemic is called Ar-Riya. Ar-Riya in English we call it showing off. This Ar-Riya in Arabic, the Arab people's scholars' definition is أن يعمل المسلم عملا مما يبتغى به وجه الله إلا أنه يريد به وجه الناس إلا أنه لا يريد به وجه الله. أما شرعا is the act of performing a good deed or religious practices with the intention of impressing other people, seeking their approval. He is seeking their approval rather than seeking or doing it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is what we call, in Arabic we call it Ar-Riya, in English we call it showing off. This Ar-Riya is haram. Muslims are forbidden to making the Riya because it has something to do. The contrary of that is al-Ikhlas. Because we Muslims, we are encouraged to do our deen sincerely from the bottom of our heart for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But if you do any other work, if you make salat, if you make spending the money in the cause of Allah, if you make a hajj, if you make zakat, showing off just to impress the human being, this is called a riya, and it will make you to lose the benefit, the reward, the great reward is going to get for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah protect all of us from a riya. What Allah has said, فَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَّلِينَ الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون. Allah says, الذين هم يراءون ويمنعون الماعون. Allah says, woe to people. Punishment of Allah is for people. Those who pray, they pray. You know, salat is a worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But they are praying. But guess what? They are associating their prayer with showing off. When they're making salat by themselves, in their room, in their home, they pray differently. But when they're in a gathering, when they see one or two people looking at them, they will make the salat quietly. You know, they make the ruku quiet, they make the sujood quiet, simply because they're looking at people. And some of them, they are praying nicely when they come to the congregation. But when they are by themselves, they barely even pray. The salat time will come and say, you know what, I'm busy right now, let me take care of my issue, then later I will do whatever I want to do. This is Korea. And Allah has said in another ayah, كَالَّذِي يُنْفِقُ مَالَهُ رِيَاءَ النَّاسِ وَلَا يُؤْمِنُ بِاللَّهِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ. Allah says some Muslims, they are spending their wealth, their money, their hard-earned money in the cause of Allah. They are spending simply because for the sake of people. They want people to see them. When they are spending, they want to boast that, oh yes, today I gave this one, so the Imam will call their name or the people will call their name. They do that. But guess what? What Allah has said, Wallah yu'minu billahi. They don't have a faith in Allah and they don't have a faith in the day of judgment. May Allah protect us from that. And Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, one time he came, he saw the Sahaba are sitting down. They were discussing Masih Dajjal. You know the Masih Dajjal is called the Antichrist. He's called the I think we made a khutbah about him before here. So they were discussing among themselves. What Rasul said? Rasul said, oh, what are you discussing? They said, no, we're discussing about Masih Dajjal. So he said, oh, but there is something I worry about my ummah more than the Masih Dajjal. They said, what is that? He said, Ar-Riya, showing up. If you come to the masjid simply because you want Imam Al-Hassan to see you, but your intention, Allah is subhanAllah, Allah is reading your heart. Allah don't care the physical appearance, but Allah reading your heart. Or you came here because you want to see Allah Azza to see you, or you came here to see Allah Muhammad Khan to see you, simply because your intention. Allah say, the people that you came, we put in your heart for that, for somebody to see you, you have get your reward because they saw you already. But you're not doing it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why we're advising our youth, our young people, our women, our wives. Do not marry yourself to the masjid. Do not marry yourself to any particular human being. Whenever Allah make a chance for you to the salat can catch you anywhere, wallahi, go there and make a salat if you are impressed. But don't come to impress any human being. That's what we're trying to say here. That's what the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said. But this Riya, Aqsam Riya, our ulama, they divided the Riya to two. One of the Riya have something about the faith. Remember, after Ghazwat al-Badr, the first war in Islam is called Ghazwat al-Badr. When the Muslims defeated the Kuffar, and they killed a lot of them, and they killed some Muslims as well. Some hypocrites, some kuffar pretended that they enter Islam. They pray with the Muslims, they make everything with the Muslims, but deep down in their heart, they don't have a faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So anything they say, they will be the people that will be tarnishing the reputation of Muslims. They are Muslims, they are praying with us, they're making salat with us, but they don't believe, they don't have the iman in their heart. So these kind of people, Allah has said, these people, Allah categorized them. Allah make them to be a hypocrite. It's a Riya, but at the same time, Allah called them, they are hypocrite, and Allah called them in another higher that they are non-believer. These people, they think that Allah says, subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran, يُقَادِئُونَ اللَّهَ وَهُوَ قَادِئُهُمْ وَإِذَا قَامُوا إِلَى صَلَاةِ قَامُوا قُسَالَى يُرَاءُونَ النَّاسَ وَلَا يَذْكُرُونَ اللَّهَ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. The characteristic of these people, they pray with us, they do everything, but they don't believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Simply because they don't have a faith in their heart. This category of people, Allah called them munafiqeen. That is the group number one. But the group number two, that's what I was talking about. They are Muslims and they believe sincerely in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But guess what? When they make salat, they make this salat, they beautify the salat simply because they're looking at Muhammad's eye, or they're looking at certain people and looking at them. Let me make it correctly because Imam Hassan is looking at me. Let me make my salat correctly because this person is looking at me. If you do that, that is called a Riya. And then we Muslims, we are told not to do that. Having said that, I have come to the first break. بارك الله لي ولكم في القرآن الكريم وفي سنة نبيه المطهرة وجعلني وإياكم بمن يستمعون القول فيتبعون أحسنه. أقول ما سمعتم واستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين والمسلمات من كل ذنب فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله وكفى والصلاة والسلام على نبيه المصطفى. The category 2 of Ar-Riya is called Ar-Riya al-Asghar. الرياء الأصغر الذي قد يصدر من المؤمن أن يصلي ويحسن صلاته لما يرى من هذا الرجل. But how dangerous is a riyah? The danger of the riyah, يصلي المرائي ولا ثواب له بل عليه إثم. You make it salat, but because your intention is to impress another human being, so you make it salat, but you're not getting that no blessing. You know how difficult it is that you pay 5 billion salat, but because you're doing it simply because you want to impress somebody, Allah is reading your heart. Allah says you're not going to get no pay. That is the most difficult thing. And you're spending your money, and then you're not going to get no pay. But Imam, you're talking about the riyah. You have talked about it from the beginning of the khutbah. And how can we get rid of it? But how can I, as a Muslim, how can I get rid of the riyah? Showing off. How can I get rid of it? The first thing you're supposed to do, muraqabatullahi fi silli wal alam. Everything you do, give everything, the intention, everything to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you come into the masjid, say, I'm going to the masjid so Allah will reward me because I'm praying Jummah. That is to be your primary niyyah. And we all know the famous hadith, إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ وَإِنَّمَا لِكُلِّ إِمْرِئٍ مَّا نَوَىٰ. Your intention is everything. Allah is not looking at your physical appearance. Allah is looking at your heart. So your intention should be clear to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's the first thing. The second thing, don't forget our making dua. Wallahi, we can make dua for our very self. Make a dua that Allah should help you to be sincere, to be honest in everything. Any worship you do it for Allah's sake, it should be sincere for His sake. You should do it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you should know again that when you associate the showing off with any worship, be it salat, be it zakat, be it song, be it spending, be it sadaqah jariyah, if you associate riyah, it's going to be nullified. And are you not going to get a reward for that? Finally, we're going to conclude our khutbah today with very popular hadith about this hadith was narrated by Abu Hurairah. Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, he made a hadith about the alim and munfiq was a shaheed. This hadith is a very popular one. We're going to make it short because of the time. It's not in our favor. Abu Hurairah said, I asked Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And Rasul said, yes, what can I help? How can I help you? He said, no, I want you to tell me about someone who makes shahada in the cause of Allah. He went to jihad and he died for the sake of Allah. And another one spent his money for the sake of Allah. And another one studied the Islamic theology, Islamic study for the sake of Allah. And all of them died. So Rasul said, the first people that will go to the hellfire in the day of judgment, that these three categories of people. Abu Hurairah was surprised. Rasul, how come this man died for the sake of Allah? The Muslim, the kuffar attacked the Islam, so he was defending and then they killed him. So we consider him to be shaheed. How come he will go to hellfire? And this other man took his hard-earned money and he spent it in the cause of Allah. And Rasul, he said he's going to go to hellfire. And then this other one studied Islam. You know, he read the Quran and he teaching people. And you said he's going to go to hellfire. And Rasul said, we're going to start the first one who is the alim. They will bring him and Allah will ask him, what is your case? He said, no, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I studied Al-Quran. I studied this Islamic study. I did everything. I was teaching people. Allah said, you are a liar. But you were doing all that so the people were saying, oh yeah, he is an alim. He is a scholar. Oh, mashallah, his khutbah is so nice. That's the only thing that will worry you. Because I'm reading your heart. That's what you have in your heart. So Allah will give an order to grab him and put him in the hellfire. May Allah protect us from that. And Rasul say again, the one you were talking about, that other man who was spending his money in the cause of Allah, Allah will say, yo, bring him. They will bring him over. And then when he comes stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will ask him, what is your case? He said, all the money I got, I earned, I acquired in my whole entire life. I was spending everything, building masjid, Marike Sadaqah Jariyah, helping the orphan children. I was doing all kind of humanitarian work. Allah has said, Kazabta. Allah has said, you are a liar. What you were spending all that money, you were bluffing, you were showing up, so that people were saying you are generous. Oh, that man is a very generous. So that's why you were doing it for. So Allah will order the malaika, they will catch him and they will put him in the hellfire. May Allah protect us from that. And then the last one, the last but not the least, is the person who went to jihad. He went there like a Rasul Sallallahu the Kuffar and the Muslims were fighting. He went there and he died. As far as the Muslim community or as the Muslims are concerned, he's a shaheed. And we all know when someone is a shaheed, he wouldn't go to Al-Jannah. So Allah will ask him, what is your case? He will say, oh yeah, my case, I went to the battle to fight for your case, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But I got killed. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm a shaheed. Allah has said, you are lying. All that thing you were doing over there, you were fighting with tooth and nail simply because some people will say, oh yeah, he's a very brave man. Oh, he is a warrior. But your intention was not clear. That's why you get. Having said that, we have stopped here. This is what the Rasul said. May Allah protect us from Riyah. May Allah make our heart pure for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allahumma inni da'in fa'aminu. Allahumma la tada'alana fi maqamina hadha zanban illa ghafartahu. ولا هما إلا فرجته ولا دينا إلا قضيته اللهم اغفر لنا ولإخواننا الذين سبقونا بالإيمان ولا تجعل في قلوبنا غلا للذين آمنوا ربنا إنك رؤوف رحيم وقوموا